Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to you, Secretary Mayorkas, for being here, for your service to our country in trying to solve serious problems. So I thank you and your team for that work. The indecency with which you have been treated by many people on this dais is staggering to me. And it reveals the lack of seriousness to solve problems, the lack of interest to solve problems. And it reminds me of a different time of disinformation, of bigotry, of political theater. It reminds me of a beautiful speech given by Senator Margaret Chase Smith, speaking up against Senator McCarthy and his bigotry and disinformation campaign. Part of what she said is, freedom of speech is not what it used to be in America. She complained, it has been so abused by some and it is not exercised by others. And she asked her fellow Republicans not to ride to political victory on the 4 horsemen of calumny: fear, ignorance, bigotry, and smear. Sadly, I see those 4 horsemen riding today. We need to put an end to it and be serious about the problems that we face. And so rather than ask you the questions I was going to ask you, I will list the issues I am interested in and will submit them for the record and submit them to you, and I look forward to having a further conversation with you, but I'm going to give you a chance to speak. Some of the three or four issues I'm interested in, we have a detention center in my area, Burke's Detention Center. I would like to see it closed. It has a recent history of sexual assault of one of the detained. I'm very interested in the process around the 100,000 number and how the department will ensure that Ukrainians can navigate that system. I'm hoping that you are considering TPS for Ethiopians who really are suffering tremendously. And I think our country should be offering that as we have to other people fleeing. And of course, Afghan resettlement. Those are my areas of interest, but I'd rather give the rest of my time to let you speak, because so often you were misquoted, you were misrepresented, and most importantly, you were not allowed to speak. The floor is yours.
Congresswoman, thank you very much. I have so much to say in response to the misstatements that have been made and directed at me that actually I'm going to use the time most productively to address very quickly the 4 areas that you have identified. We have focused our efforts on detention centers and ensuring that our standards for detention centers are abided by. And detention centers that do not abide by those standards will be addressed, and we've addressed a number of them by closing them because of their repeat offenses. I've outlined the paths to deliver on the President's commitment of providing humanitarian relief for 100,000 Ukrainians who need that relief here in the United States. I welcome the opportunity to speak with you about the efforts to resettle Afghan individuals from Afghanistan. We have Operation Allies Welcome, which we've been working with civil society in that regard, the business community, Welcome.us, and other organizations. And I will look at the situation in Ethiopia with my partners in the Department of State. That is an issue that already we are looking into, but I will check on its status, and I very much appreciate the question. Obviously, we are very proud in this country to be a nation of immigrants and a nation of laws, and we abide by our identity in both. And it is quite regrettable that individuals who seek humanitarian relief in this country, who qualify for humanitarian relief, are being painted with a brush of criminality. And in terms of being a nation of laws, when individuals do not qualify for relief, they are removed. Individuals are placed in immigration proceedings where they make their claims, and an immigration judge rules on their claims. Those who qualify are provided the relief to which they are entitled under our laws. Those who don't are removed.
I thank you for your seriousness and your decency, and I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the beautiful speech by Margaret Chase Smith of June 1st, 1950, Declaration of Conscience.
Without objection. The gentlelady's time has expired.